presentation. Senator Malcolm Smith just came in and he has
Thank you, hey Liz, how are you? Let me, I know that there has been a lot of speculation. There's been a lot of information. I don't know if it's misinformation or accurate information, but obviously a lot has been said about this hospital and the Rockaways. There's only one thing that I'm focused on, and that is to make sure that there is a medical facility that is servicing Rockaway when all of this is done. Whether it's Peninsula or a new hospital, only one thing that my focus has been on the last 3 weeks is to make sure that there's a hospital that is servicing the Rockaway. Now, well, St. John's is a hospital as well. But right now, the focus is the hospital that has a problem, and that is Peninsula. So what I want to do, I am, obviously, as far as I'm concerned, there's been a lot of lack of transparency around what is going on. So what I want to do for you is I have some notes, and as you can see them, they're written notes. I'm going to read to you my chronology of the conversations I've had between the health department, between the trustee, between the commissioner, between hospital administration, between the law firm, I think that's Goldstein and McClintock in Chicago. I actually had a law firm that I know in Chicago, Quarles and Brady, do a slight background check, if you will, on that law firm. Also, the audit firm that the trustee has now hired to do a review of any potential bidders. And so I want to give you all that I have. And then when I'm finished, as I told Liz, and Ty White is here from my office, and we can figure that out. But I also indicated to her, because of my concern about the lack of information, what I would like to do, and obviously that has to be managed, we will, between now and next day or so, give a number to Liz where it will be a conference call number. And as many of you who would like can get on that phone call every other day. And we will have an update as much as we can on the conversations that's been going on between myself, the trustee, the Chicago group, there's a Philadelphia group, there's a Connecticut group, there are a New York group, there's a whole lot of people that are out there. So this is a conversation that I had with the health department, the commissioner, Niv Shaw, Jim Clancy, who's assistant. This was on 3/28. The first part of the conversation went, the commissioner says, Malcolm, my biggest concern is plan correction. We have to make sure that there is a correction plan for the hospital no matter what. He said the trustee was appointed by the court. The trustee was appointed last Thursday. That was the 22nd. And he said the trustee's name is Lori Lappin Jones. Some of it you know. I don't need you, no. Let me just, this part that I'm giving you is about transparency. You have the right to know everything. You have the right to know everything that I know. Now, whether you like what we hear, that's okay, but I just want you, I don't know what everybody's telling you, but I'm going to read you my notes for the last 2 weeks. And you're going to know what I know. After that, then the commissioner, and I wrote his name down, Niv Shaw, said to me, well, Malcolm, we're a little concerned because some of the people that have interest want to buy the nursing home only because it's viable. So I'm a little concerned about what they're going to do with the hospital. And I'm also very disturbed about the performance and the lack of information that Revival gave to us when they first came in to buy the hospital. He says, I am clearly disappointed. These are my notes. Revival disappointed me. I repeated to him, I'm very disappointed as well. I said, Todd Miller is someone that I don't know that well, but I'm not pleased with his performance. And his quote to me, along with his staff, was, Mr. Miller and his staff did not know what they were doing. Then we go on to there. Friday, he says to me, we are pursuing closure. However, we are talking to the trustee. The trustee has directed. The department is very committed to work with you, to work with our new assemblyman, Mr. Goldfeder, and to work with our assemblywoman who is out here, Michelle Titus, and any elected official, because for them, the first thing is to make sure that we have a healthcare facility that is working. It will take 2 to 3 months from closure for all things to be done in terms of the hospital closing. Then on 3/28, I had a conversation in the afternoon with the trustee, and then subsequently the trustee's assistant, Ms. Isom, called me back. That's Lappin's assistant. She said that there has been very little significant cash that has been represented by a potential buyer. I asked the question, why is that? Because they had a firm do some due diligence regarding the equity position of the potential interest firms. They was not sure. She indicated that they would love to repurpose the hospital to be a hospital. She also indicated, and I said to her, well, there is an Article 28 individual who I referred to you, as well as somebody with the hospital. Will you have a conversation with them? She said, we would love to have a conversation with any buyer. However, she said that we have to do a very aggressive due diligence because many people have come to us with interest in buying the hospital and the nursing home, as did Revival. However, we have to make sure that we don't go down this road again. Malcolm said he agreed. Then she indicated that, you know, we were basically appointed by the court. We are a Chapter 11 trustee, and our first concern is to the number one creditor, which is 1199. Very clear. Listen. I'm not asking you to respond to whether you agree or disagree. I'm giving you transparency. So when we leave here, you hear what I heard, and then we figure out what we're going to do next. The only way we're going to try to solve this is that we all have the same information, because there's too much different information flying all over the place. Now, somebody may have a different chronological order of discussion than I have them present that to you as well. That's the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this. Then she says to me, well, we've been chosen to govern. That was on 3/28. Then on 3/28, I had several phone calls that said to me, no, the health department never came to the lab. Never came out. Okay. I called the commissioner back. The commissioner said, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Marrow or his department out of Metro came to the lab. Whether they came or not, I'm just giving you information that was given to me from the commissioner. He said, no, Senator, I'm telling you, this person came out there. No one was in the lab, if you will, or there was no staff there, but my person came out. I had a subsequent conversation with someone from the administration who indicated they had conversation with the administration, who basically conferred and said, yes, we moved a lot of people out of the lab. So in fact, somebody may have come out there and we were not there when they came. Don't know whether it's true or not, but it was verified. So that's that. Now, let's finish. So then, I had a conversation on 3/30. This is again with the trustee. She's out of the law firm of Garfunkel and Weil, LLC, law firm out in Long Island. Everybody's supposed to be working hard on the substitute. She says we're doing the best we can. The problem is we have obviously a number of individuals who want this particular position. I indicated to her, I had a phone call from a lobbyist, Pat Lynch and Associates, who indicated to me there were a number of people that wanted to buy the nursing home as well as the hospital. I then called back the trustee, and I said to her, I have a few people that are interested. Would you have a conversation with them, or would you be interested in hearing from them? She said, absolutely. We obviously do not want to kill off the hospital. My obligation is to the creditors. However, Senator, I must tell you, I do have to do aggressive due diligence. It may sound like I'm blowing people off, but I have to do the due diligence. I said to her, I said, you do what you have to do. I said, I'm also doing my due diligence as well. Then I had a conversation on 3:30. I spoke to Lisa. Lisa is also the person from the lobbyists. I said to her, the interested party has to call the commissioner. She expressed to me how much money the interested party had. I said, fine, you make that call anyway, let me know what happens. She said that person made the phone call. The person said that the trustee sounded distant, sounded like they really didn't want to talk, sounded like they didn't want to go forward with the deal or go forward with an interest. I said, fine. I said, let me do my follow-up. On 4/2, then I got a call from a gentleman by the name of Matthew, who was part of the law firm Goldstein and McClintock. I think he was referred by Joe, who called me. He was from Chicago. I had a conversation with him. He talked to me about People's Choice. He said they're potential hospital buyers. They can help with the management system. They can help with the software. Perhaps they can bring the hospital to the 21st century. My question to them was, what are you talking about? They mentioned how much money they had. I said, well, you know something? It's not only about how much money you have to buy the hospital, it's how much can you use to sustain the hospital over the 3 months during the transition, and what can you do to build up the demand for the usage of the hospital. They said they've been down this road before. They indicated at that point they were not interested in the nursing home. I said, okay, fine, good conversation, talk to you a little bit later. Then I got a call from some of the neighbors, individuals here, who indicated there was going to be a press conference tomorrow at the Department of Health. They indicated there will be a meeting tonight, and I'm here tonight. Then I had a conversation this morning with the trustee and the health department. And I said very clearly to them, I'm sorry. The night before this morning, I put a call into the health department, and Mr. Clancy, who was the health department's assistant to the commissioner, said, there is a conference call that I'll be having tonight at 5 o'clock, that was yesterday, with the trustee. And I indicated to him, well, I'm very concerned because the information that I received back from some of the community leaders was that there's been some stonewall going on. The trustee is saying they can't move because of you, and the health department is saying they can't move because of the trustee. Health department said to me, you're absolutely right. We heard that rumor also. That's why we're going to have this conversation tonight, and we want to straighten it out. Senator, we'll call you back tonight. That was yesterday. They didn't call me back last night. I spoke to both the health department and the trustee this morning. First conversation was with the trustee. Trustee said, Senator, be advised that we have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow, meaning tomorrow, not today, with the group from Chicago. I said, fine. How many other groups are you meeting with? Well, right now, it's just Chicago. No problem. I said, okay, fine. Then I called up the health department to find out if they were familiar with the fact that there was going to be a meeting tomorrow, because everybody has been bouncing this ball back and forth. Health department said, I'll call you back. I'm being briefed. No, let me finish. I'm being briefed by the trustee right now. The health department called me back in less than a half an hour. Indicated, yes, the trustee said there's a meeting tomorrow with 1199 and the trustee and People's Choice in Chicago. At that moment, I called Joe Muir. And I said to Joe, let me update you on what I heard about some meeting going on tomorrow. Joe said, correct, they're coming in tonight. Here's we are. I called Liz. Liz, I gave the same information to. She said, yes, there's a meeting that is going on and that we will be there tonight. And I said, well, there is going to be a meeting tomorrow with the trustee. Then I called over to the law firm, to McClintock, Goldstein and McClintock in Chicago. They indicated that, yes, they were working on a meeting, but they were feeling stonewalled as well on behalf of People's Choice. But they believed there was a meeting scheduled. However, they were still working out the travel, the arrangements, whether it was going to happen tomorrow as they say. Called back the health department. Health department said, Malcolm, I don't know if the law firm representing People's Choice knows about the meeting yet, Matthew. However, it is confirmed. I called back to the trustee. This was at 11:30. Trustee said, Senator, we have the meeting. It's tomorrow. We will update you as soon as the meeting is over. I then called, where's Sylvina? She here? No. All right, Sylvina Brooks. I called her, I updated her. I called Joe Murray, updated him. I called Lee Sulik, I updated her. And here I am right now. That is everything that I have been discussing and involved with since 328. I cannot and I will not verify what everybody else has said, what rumors have been said. I'm telling you my conversations with Joe Murray, Liz Sulik, Health Department, the trustee. The only party I haven't spoken to was 1199. That's the only party now. And I believe, based on my conversation with the trustee, that they will be in that meeting tomorrow. Now, I don't know where that meeting is going to end up tomorrow. I don't know if People's Choice will be the choice. But I do know that in addition to People's Choice, there are companies in the surrounding area that is familiar. So I just wanted you to have what I have. I'm not asking you to make a decision on what I have, but I just wanted to make sure at least, no matter what else you hear written in the papers, what else you hear, you see online, I just wanted you to be able to walk out of here and hear my day by day, hour by hour conversation. And I hope somebody take all of it so that if you have to regurgitate it or repeat it, it's right there, and I have it all on documentation. Papers right here. Thank you.
With all due respect, I'm not necessarily a politically correct person, so I'll just speak from my heart. What the hell was that? You don't need to hear what you do every hour, every minute, every day. We need you to act. We don't give a damn that you talk to this guy at 10 o'clock, that guy at 11 o'clock, and that guy at 12 o'clock. You lost us 3 days ago. You need to act. We don't want to hear what you did every hour. It's a waste of our time.
I'm sorry. What is your name?
Mary Liz.
Mary. And Mary Liz? And Mary Liz is absolutely correct. She's absolutely correct. The only thing that I was responding to was that there's been a number of rumors flying around, a lot of misinformation. So one of the things that people always say about politicians is that we talk at both sides of the mouth. So what I wanted to give you, at least for your own information, was my dissertation of my actions. Not speaking for anybody here. Now, in terms of acting, let me tell you just where I'm at in terms of acting. As you know, Mary, you and I don't get along well. So here's where I'm at.
There's lots of me.
There's lots of you. Is that right?
And we're all the same.
One verse or the other.
Here's where I think we are, where I am. I told you from the outset, my only interest is the hospital here. So now, what I'm doing, I have a law firm in Chicago, Quarles and Brady, who is also doing due diligence, not only on the law firm Goldsby McClintock, but on People's Choice. In addition to that, based on my conversation with the trustee, and I apologize, but I don't. You can check with the trustee on the name. I think it's Schrober, but they have encouraged them to hire an audit and an accounting firm who can make sure, not the trustee now, because the trustee is limited in their staff. Matter of fact, I also know some people who know the trustee, the young lady, who we had some research done on her as well. But all I want to do is right now is make sure that the accounting audit firms make sure that anybody that submits a bid can actually take care of this. Because here's our problem. We have a Friday, quote-unquote, close date, which still is going to take at least a month or two for them to... Right. Well, it's going to take longer than that, actually. It's going to take longer than that. So what we now have to do is try to get the trustee whose first priority, and she was honest, was the credit. That was the first priority. So the trustee, we now have to get to understand that any of these proposals she's entertaining, there has to be an aggressive and very abrupt and quick, yet due diligence done, has to be done correctly. So that's where the fight is right now. Right now, the trustee has most of the cards. Because the health department is limited in their authority because of the assignment of the trustee. You have to wait now for these new proposals to come. We don't want to go down the block we just came from. And so now we have to make sure that whoever has put a proposal forward has an interest in the hospital. Because as if most of you should know, the nursing home is the profitable entity. And part of this is business. And what you don't want is somebody saying, well, I'm going to come in and buy the hospital, but yet and still they go in and take the nursing home. And like any other person who comes in and breaks up a company when they buy it, they then trade off and sell off the real estate of the hospital and they walk away with the nursing home. And we don't want that. So that's where I am. Okay? Thank you.